I'm happy to introduce this Composable MES that is jointly developed in UAE with our Center of Excellence team itself. So I have four main areas to cover. First, a survey on global food industry and the kind of typical challenge. I believe yesterday you probably have a large number of insight onto the kind of challenge faced in the transformation. I'm going to highlight a bit on the smart factory transformation that Yokogawa has been embarking to support the plant in this F&B industry itself, and how we actually redefine MES through composability. The gentleman earlier on mentioned that the speed of relating to AI, yes, is relatively slow, but I think we need to take baby steps moving forward into embarking into these new technologies of composability. And I'm going to share a little bit on what's next coming on. So this is a general survey overall in Japan, why we are so much into automating the food and beverage industry. One of the key factors is country-wise, Japan has been investing a lot right now outside Japan. And this has become a norm that we have to do a joint venture across with locals itself to spearhead and to share the technology's outcome. Quite typically, based on COVID itself, every country come in with food security, must be self-sufficient, traceability, where is the actual product coming from, sustainability, is there a food loss or food waste, and your footprint on the vertical farming itself, as well as food safety. So based on this challenge, this is where Yokogawa is coming in to step in to do the actual implementation to drive this initiative. You can see from here how is the factory automation is actually leveraging right now. On the very left, some 10 years ago, you probably get numbers of workers working in the factory floor itself. And when you start to do automated itself, the key function is leveraging on productivity, safety, and quality. So there's a reduced number of actually headcount. And what is it happen now? In Japan, at this very moment, this semi-autonomous is where we are seeing at the current market of manufacturing. Hello? Yep. So the idea is to improve collaborations and optimize the productions. And we definitely is using robots machine, plus also consolidate subject matter expertise into one entity. What is coming up next is because of the export of the food and beverage product outside Japan, we are linking up many companies operating overseas, including in UAE itself. So what are the typical food challenges that we see? Basically, seasonal demand change. You want to tap on as much as possible what is the environment impacting to your current products produced. Increased demand for different SKU, and then a complicated production planning. You do not want to produce just one item. You want multiple items at a faster speed to the market itself. And you also tie in with much stringent compliance right now by the government itself. That things like carbon footprint that you need to reduce in your manufacturing floor. So this actually skills the complete challenge in our F&B industry. These are the typical MES value proposition you can see. Generally, what we see is in a factory, you look into raw material receiving, to the processing and out to the shipping portion. But the key criteria for owner itself is looking at the cost, quality, energy, safety, and sustainability. So knowing this, there is already a pockets of all the MES module already pre-created by many of the users on different aspects itself. So it tie into the requirement side. But the problem of this is that it's running on a single platform. And not all manufacturing are having a single platform vendor at the end of the day. So in Nissin itself in Japan, how we convert this, actually we also takes almost 3-4 years to transform the customer behavior from automated to a semi-autonomous range. How we do that? Basically, we study on the shop floor. Where is the person that actually required at the site itself? These are areas that we leverage and we composite the MES module solutions as and when required for this. And spearheading to that, Nissin company actually reduced significantly all their mass productions in the floor, but actually their production doubled the size. So the people is not laying off, but the people is actually looking at new ways on how to optimize the productions, learning new skill of Python script, leveraging AI to improvise and generate more profit money from the company. So Yokogawa helped in generating this portion, and we have actually seen a significant reduced loss of material, leveraging the technology, labor costs as well, and enable real-time monitoring at site to the extent it's quite common, even your mobile phone is there, and improve the workload utilization by reducing the skill dependency. So we improve the overall response time for the expected situation change in the manufacturing floor. So you have seen that the MES quite typically still looking into a typical plant shop floor itself, but the current market has shifted because most of the company also shifting to an enterprise level. This is where they also want to tap on their supplier and partners. Where is the actual product coming from? This is where we start traceability from the very ground zero to trace the product all the way until you sell at the reseller. So MES has become more complex and you need to do closing the loop itself. So significantly, there is no one package that can do that. So we leverage actually a module of different solutions embedding into this platform. So what is composability? This is by Gartner's. By 2030, most of the organization will be adopting intelligent composable approach itself. Because you have different division having different priority. What you need is the tools that can seamlessly integrate to the know-how in the application plan. And we generated and developed this composable MES itself. Ideally is to speed up the implementation and to gain faster. Implementer may not be sitting in this country, may be sitting in Germany or US, but the core is that implementation-wise is one single platform. Modular and wise that you can plug and play as and when there is a change of the variety of quality and adoption, you can adopt fairly quickly. So the development is composability democratization solutions towards the single human-centric itself. It's not all on the off-the-shelf by a certain company that A company use, B company I use the same. It's very different. So this uniqueness allows us to create a simpler platform to do the composability. First, you need to have expert knowledge for that particular subject matter expertise, be it in locally or globally. Second, we create the data stream for linking every single point towards the actuator, towards the process, and towards the outcome of this. And thirdly, we enable the operation to operate in real time and is in the closed loop itself where you can leverage and see for yourself whether this is optimized or there can be better way of operating. So what we have done is developed a composable MES manufacturing platform, and we have unified real-time integration and visualization depending on different kind of package as well. So this gives a flexibility of user wanting to impose the kind of application at site, and it improves the efficiency and the decision support globally. So we have this applications composability, just like Lego itself, to build on top accordingly. So composable MES has actually changed a lot of landmark in the process landscape itself. What you can see, mentioned earlier, AI, it is actually happening. So in Yokogawa, we are already not looking just purely automation. We are already looking at generative AI that can give advisory to allow the control automatically if you permit. So we can also generate multiple kind of agent collectively from different group of people to define the AI technologies required for this function to work upon. So this is where we see the smart factory is transforming. First, the redefined MES architecture has now been a reality, and this is actually complied to Industrial 5.0 coming ahead by 2030, because under Industrial 5.0, most of the governance is towards platformless. Not on a platform, you are using actually composable portion. You have a focus shift into usability towards a user experience instead, and a technology shift is towards the composable solution with an AI. So what you see at the current stage, this is probably what you will see in the next 5 years. Most of the shop floor is fully automated, and this is also what the owner will require that, and they want to translate their members into looking into subject matter expertise, where to tweak and generate the profit of the product and be seamlessly producing much faster rate itself. In the control room, to the extent it may be operating with just 1 or 2, as what we already see in Japan because of the shortfall of operators itself. The intelligence built in the control room is actually supporting the know-how and the quick decision immediately to this scale itself. So this is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for listening.
Just gonna see if there's any time left for, yes, you do have 3 minutes left. If anyone has any question, yes, the lady over there, may we please get a microphone over to her? Maybe we can take 1 or 2 quick questions. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you so much for your presentation, but the question is, what will happen to people?
Yes, that is always the fundamental question. So these days, we also ask the academic, what happened to your student if you are still learning C++ and not Python script? The thing is, we have to transform. And now there's an increased number of people also leveraging to study AI kind of technology. And this is always circling around. We really need to enhance our skill set, leveraging this for the real application. What we used to do is to do control in the aspect of certain rating on certain parameter. But now, most of the time, we are actually trying to provide profitability and value add in the plant operation. So mindset thinking has changed, and that is where we also embark to train local MRTs into embarking this kind of initiative to work on accordingly.